Hello everyone, welcome to our next chapter video. This is going to be just a short one, which is meant to be completely and purely explanatory of the different types of alcohols you're going to see when you go into a Japanese supermarket. I can tell you from my personal experience that it's easy to make mistakes the first time. I was newly arrived in Japan, and I'm like, I'm in Japan, I'm gonna get some sake, some real stuff that I've never seen before. You just can't get in America. And so I went into the supermarket, giant wall of alcohol. I just chose the prettiest label, went home, popped it open, poured it into my glass. Wow, the real stuff is completely different than what I had in America. I wasn't drinking Nihonshu, or what we call sake in America. Sake is just a Japanese catch-all term for alcohol. So beer will have the kanji character for sake on it. Nihonshu is actually what we think of sake in America. Nihonshu is Japanese rice wine. What I had bought at the supermarket that day was not Nihonshu, which is about the percentage of alcohol you find in wine. I had bought Shochu, of which I have two examples here. In these Shochus, we're talking 25% alcohol. So I was drinking basically a hard alcohol. It's distilled liquor. Not as strong as vodka or whiskey, but definitely stronger than your normal Nihonshu. So when you go into the supermarket, how do you avoid the mistake that I made? How do you know you're going to buy Nihonshu, or if you're looking for Shochu, that you're buying Shochu? Well, part of it is reading, and part of it is experience. I just gave you a big clue. If you can find that it says 25% on the bottle, which it does right around here on the back, 25%, or on the front of this one, it says 25 degrees, but it's referring to, if you actually look on the other part of the label, it actually says 25%. So if it looks like 25 degrees, that just means the degree symbol means percent. So there's your first hint. If it says 25 or 20, it's probably Shochu. It's 25, I'll guarantee you it's Shochu. If it's 20, there might be some strong Nihonshu out there, I'm not sure. What's the difference? Well, as I mentioned, Shochu is distilled, and Nihonshu is brewed. So that's why it's more akin to like a wine. Why we say rice wine rather than rice spirits. Now, I have two types of Shochu, and I have a Nihonshu here, and this is Awamori from Okinawa, and then I'll get into what this is later. I'm not endorsing any of these particular brands or products, simply because they're all new to me. I'm currently on a kick of buying things that I've never had before, so I'm just trying some new things. This brand I know you'll pretty much find in any supermarket or liquor store, and it's alright. This one happens to be distilled with rice as its ingredient. And that's one of the things that you get with Shochu, is you get varieties of ingredients that it is distilled with. This is primarily rice, which a lot of them are, but the other common ones are mugi, which is barley. Personal favorite, which is sweet potato. So if you're thinking like potato vodka, it's kind of like that, but it's made with the purple sweet potatoes that you find in Japan. And in fact, most of the sweet potato Shochu comes from Kyushu. And in fact, the prefecture of Kagoshima only makes imo jochu, or potato shochu. They don't make any kind of rice wine down in Kagoshima. There's no Nihonshu being produced there. They deal exclusively in their famous potatoes. I chose this one at the store. Again, I haven't even opened it. It's still in the plastic, so I have no idea if it's good or not. I can't endorse it, yes or no. But it's got this lovely large version of the kanji for potato, so easy to tell what you're looking at if you see this kanji. Nihonshu comes in different designations. First of all, it'll have a lower percentage. All of these come in either cartons or bottles. I know bottles have a little more high-end image, but for example, I know for a fact this one comes in a bottle as well, so I guess it's up to you if you feel like you need to be a purist or something, and it needs to come from a bottle. I tend to drink something that's known as Jumaishu, which is this kanji right here. And that just means pure rice sake. It means during the brewing process, nothing was added to it. Some brewers to certain brews add alcohol at a point during the brewing process. And I tend to not like those. Those tend to be a little harsher on the palate. I'm weird in that I like dry wines, but I prefer slightly sweeter Nihonshus, and you tend to get that from Junmai Nihonshus, the pure rice sakes. Now, this one says karakuchi here, which basically means dry. That is going to mean a dry Nihonshu. And while I say I tend to prefer sweets, I do like dries as well. I'm not terribly picky. I have this bottle of awamori here. I don't often drink this. I like it, but I don't often get it. This was actually a gift from someone who went to Okinawa. And it's pretty similar to shochu, only it's indigenous to Okinawa. The way you tell this is you get the kanji for old, or in this case aged, koshu. Generally speaking, awamori is the only alcohol that's really aged in Japan. Traditional Japanese alcohol. I know they're making whiskeys and things like that in Japan now, but typically only awamori's aged. Some shochus are aged, but it's not as big of a thing, and they tend to be like 3 years maybe aged, so it's not really a long process. This one says it's been aged for 5 years, so 5 years koshu, which is aged alcohol. And I don't know enough about awamori to be able to say what exactly that does for it, but they tend to have an age to them. Whereas Nihonshu, there will be a date stamped on many bottles. In fact, this one says February 2018, and that's a year ago, over a year ago, which is why didn't sell. It's at I was getting a bargain. It's 50% off because it's old. Basically, you typically want to drink a Nihonshu within the year that it's been stamped, the date that's stamped on it. And if you open it, drink it within a couple of weeks because it doesn't stay. And I really recommend probably 6 to 8 months is really getting the limit if you really want to have fresh, good Nihonshu. It doesn't age well in the bottom. Last but not least, this looks like a beer, but it's not. Another possible mistake you might make going into the liquor store. This is something known as happōshū, and in the katakana alphabet it'll say rikyūru in it. And it's a near beer. I mean, it's alcoholic, it tastes something like beer, but it's not really going to taste like beer. And easy way to tell the difference is in the liquor store it will be about 100 yen cheaper than the beers. So if you're used to seeing Asahi and Kirin and Sapporo, well, they all have their own brands. This is Suntory brand. Again, not endorsing this particular one or not. Most of the happōshūs, the near beers, I can't really tell the difference. They all taste like almost beer to me. But if you want to save some money and it tastes good enough to you, which I do buy these on occasion. I'm not a snob. I'm perfectly happy to drink these. That's basically all I meant to say about this. I hope these tips are helpful to you, and if they are, save this video in your favorites, hit like, and you can call it up when you want to find these kanji characters, or you want to try something particular here, or you want to remember, okay, what's what percentage and how it was made, that kind of thing. Please save the video and use it when you go into a Japanese liquor store. And if you want to find more content, including my other Drinking in Japan episodes, please click the like and the subscribe buttons, and I'd be happy to lead you on more journeys through Japan, Japanese culture, what it's like to live here, long-time resident. I've been here 15 years, and I hope that you'll continue to come back and watch more of my videos. Thanks for watching.